Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
This is a Pat Mayo Experience mini presented by DraftKings 2021 Week 5 Injury and Rankings Sunday Update. Things that have changed overnight from the full show that I put out on Saturday. Still completely relevant, obviously, outside of like 3 guys. So if you want a full breakdown, check that out. And if you want a full list of the injuries and rankings, hit the description. The first thing up there will be a write-up on all of the Sunday injuries, and then we'll have the cheat sheet of the injury list as well if you're trying to catch up on some information. So please go check that out, and also sub to Mayo Media Network and smash the like button. Dalvin Cook seems like he's going to play, but he's probably not going to play a lot. So the quote from Mike Zimmer is he's a true game time decision and that he's no sure thing to get a full workload. That was from Adam Schefter. So I've updated the running back rankings for this week. I've moved Madison ahead of Dalvin Cook. Obviously, we have the potential to get screwed in this, and Dalvin Cook is fine, and he goes out and completely goes nuts on our benches, screws our bets because they're still hanging the 90.5 total yards prop on DraftKings Sportsbook for Dalvin Cook right now. I've smashed the under basically as much as I can. If he goes over that number, I'm in the hole. I might have to refinance my mortgage on this one. But that's the stance that I want to make. I feel like that's an opportunity for us to get a very soft number, and I think that number will come down later on in the morning. Now, if he is inactive, those bets are void, so there's no risk in that. The only risk is that he's fine and goes out and annihilates the Lions. So I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that you can risk that happening in your fantasy lineups. Now, until he's actually deemed inactive, which will be at 11:35 a.m. Eastern time, he'll be either in or he'll be out. They'll announce that. I've had to kind of hedge. If Cook is out, Madison's a top 10 running back. For the moment, I have Madison at running back number 17 in the rankings. That's one spot behind Damian Williams because there's the possibility that Dalvin Cook touches the ball like 9 times, and that just takes away from the overall ceiling of Alexander Madison. Cook, I have at running back number 38. Right now. That's behind someone else we're going to talk about here shortly with Madison up at number 17. I don't think that you should risk it. You should not play Dalvin Cook unless you have no other options available, and maybe that's a circumstance that you're in. Madison, you can play. It's not the safest play if Cook is active, but I think that's where the upside lies in a very soft matchup against a beat-up Lions team. Joe Mixon now appears like he is going to play as well. I've inserted him into the rankings one spot above Dalvin Cook. He seems healthier somehow than Dalvin Cook does at the moment, but he is not the highest ranked of the Bengals running backs. I actually have Samaje Perine one spot ahead of Joe Mixon. So it's running back number 35 for Perine, 36 for Mixon, 37 for Dalvin Cook. I misspoke. It's 37. You can just check the rankings. You can see the list. It's down there in the description. I don't think you want to trust any of them, except that Mixon and Perine will probably split the carries at best for Mixon. I'm guessing. Maybe I'm wrong. Mixon has the full workload. But there's also the alternate game script here against the Packers. The Packers jump out early. We're just going to see a lot of Captain America, Chris Evans, on the field. He's number 46 in the running back rankings. He's on that tier with pass-catching running backs like Jeremy McNichols and hot Rodney Smith on Carolina. I mean, this is less than a field goal game per the spread, so you would expect it to be close, which means you probably don't get a ton of Chris Evans outside of 2-minute drills, or unless they fall behind a lot. So it's Perine, Mixon, Evans as it pertains to the Cincy backfield. Hopefully you have better options than that. And Perine at $4,000 on DraftKings. I mean, you can risk playing him, but it just doesn't seem as nice as it did, let's say, yesterday when it appeared like Joe Mixon was not going to play. So update your rosters on that right now. If you have start-sit questions for any of this, obviously consult the rankings, but 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on Mayo Media Network. Sub to the channel, by the way. It's a live chat, so if you have a question you want to ask it. It will get answered. That easy. So tune into that show at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. The other quick notes, Curtis Samuel appears like he's now a game time decision as well. He's probably like 75% to play, 25% to sit. Season long, not that big of a deal. You weren't playing Curtis Samuel anyway, but $3,000 on DraftKings. it's risky at the moment. He probably isn't even the best of the lower end plays. John Ross is $3,400. He's going to play with Shepard and Slayton out, and he's a big play threat. That's a better option for tournaments on DraftKings. And if you want a Washington footballer who's cheap, just play Ricky Seals-Jones. He's playing. Logan Thomas isn't. He's $2,500. That makes way more sense, and you save yourself $500. And it's not like there's a ton of good tight ends to play anyway, so at least you can allocate a wide receiver spot to put it to better use to pay up than pay down at tight end and play Ricky Seals-Jones or Dan Arnold at 29. I like both those guys this week. George Kittle's been placed on IR, so is David Montgomery, so that means Kittle will be out at least 3 weeks. Smelly Dwelly, Ross Dwelly, will take his spot on the field. No idea how that's going to jibe with Trey Lance and how the game plan is going to work. He has potential upside, but he has potential zero possibility too. He's tight end number 17 for me this week. Not a bad pickup though. If Jimmy G was playing, I'd actually kind of prefer Ross Dwelly, as we've seen that connection in the past. Not sure what it's going to be like with Trey Lance. Josh Gordon is now likely to be activated for the Sunday Night Football game against the Bills. I made him wide receiver number 50 because why not? If he's going to be on the field for the Chiefs, that's usually good enough to have some sort of upside in this situation. There's also a bonus giveaway on Prize Picks tonight. If you use code MMNNFL at prizepicks.com, you get a deposit match of up to $100. But if you play any Sunday Night Football entry and then Josh Allen completes more than one pass, that's the giveaway. You don't need to play Josh Allen. But he completes one or more passes, you just get a free $25. So you might want to take advantage of that. Why not just make a $25 entry on Prize Picks using code MMNNFL? And then if it loses, you still get $25 anyway. It's a free bet, and you can win 3 times your money or more if you make more than 2 picks. So I would highly recommend doing that. Seems like a very sensible way to do it for a free bet that you can parlay up into like 10 times your money. So if you've ever thought about getting in on Prize Picks, that is the move to go. The Patriots are down their 4 offensive linemen as well. Sucks, obviously, but that still probably means that their offensive line is better than Houston's. Damian Harris, I'm still not too concerned about. The rest of the Patriots, Jacoby Myers, I suppose. Not probably a game that you want to focus on. Once again, everything is down in the description. All the links to the rankings and the newsletter, the write-up, the injury cheat sheet, and all the shows throughout the course of the week. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, start Sick Questions live on Mayo Media Network. So sub to the channel, smash the like on the way out, and mainly have a good week 5. Go win some money, win your fantasy matchups. I will see you on Monday with Chris Meany, recapping the week, the waiver wire, the injuries, and we're doing our life advice segment too. So if you have any questions for me to answer very poorly, the patmayoexperience@gmail.com is where you want to send those questions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!